RMJ Movie Reviews back again. And I'm coming with my next holiday movie review of the sequel to the 1999 cult film, The Best Man Holiday. Directed by Spike Lee's cousin, Malcolm D. Lee. Boy, let me tell you, the very first Best Man came out my senior year of high school. And it actually had literally come out, I think, a couple weeks after my 18th birthday. So, obviously, I was an 18-year-old guy, so I was not the most interested in seeing that film. I didn't see it till it came on video my senior year, and it was rented from Blockbusters by force by an old girlfriend of mine at the time, because, girls and that kind of thing. And when I watched it on video, I liked it. It wasn't really till now, my age now being, until I got into my late 20s and then into my early 30s, that I've come to appreciate the first film so much more. But that just has to do with the fact that I'm actually a grown man now and I can relate to the film, and I thought it was a, little rough movie, but in terms of, you could tell, I think that was Malcolm D. Lee's first big movie. I think it was. But you could tell a little rough around the edges, but still a very well written film with really, really good fleshed out characters. And that's the brilliant thing about this sequel, is the sequel really expands on kind of the structure that was built in the first film. And this is a fantastic sequel. I will say I think this is miles better than the first film on so many levels, just in terms of, your production is so much bigger. The scope of this movie is much bigger than the original film. The original film, you could tell was like a kind of a smaller film, and I think it was really meant to be a oneer. But this sequel is, the production design is great. The editing is so much smoother. The cinematography. And the cast is, although in the first film they had a lot of characters, this one it just kind of expands. There's so many more characters in this second film. And the actors are all veteran actors now. At the time, Taye Diggs and, Morris Chestnut was kind of a veteran even at the time when the first film came out, because, Chestnut had already been in the game, I think, almost over 10 years by the time that film had come out. But really, overall, all the rest of them were just coming out new in terms of films. And so, these cats are all veteran actors now, and they all really bring their A game in the picture. I think that's the biggest thing that I really like about this film, is how well written the characters are and how it expands upon kind of the reveal of the first film, that the best man, Harper, slept with Lance's, his girlfriend when they were in college. And they kind of expand upon that beef that they have. And that shows, it also shows how, in real life, sometimes stuff like that happens. When people have fallen outs, there's some things that people just can't move past. And it lasts for years, I'm starting to find out. Years. In this film, they move past it. But, in real life, there's some things that people do not move past. And this film is very truthful in how, some things that go down in the past, they, unfortunately, in some cases, they stay that way. But all the actors bring their A game. They're very true to the characters in the first film. Of course, everybody's been ranting and raving about Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard, just his character, Spivey, is just the most brilliant interpretation, because he is a man in his 40s and he just doesn't care. He wants to live like a cat who's 20 years old, and he doesn't care. And that's cool, and he's also kind of the chorus, the Greek chorus of the film. He always keeps it 100% real with the characters, and he's 100% honest about who he is and how honest he is with the characters, man. Very well written character. Taye Diggs, who Taye Diggs first came out when I was here, I hated Taye Diggs. But that was just more to do with the fact that he was this sex symbol guy, and I just didn't like him when he first came out. The movie that won me over with Taye Diggs when I was a teenager, early 20s, was actually The Wood and The Way of the Gun. Especially when he did The Way of the Gun, I was like, okay, But Taye Diggs is I really like Taye Diggs as an actor. I think he's grown a lot. He's very like kind of just weathered and beaten down in this film, and he plays that very well. You know, Harper is a very cynical character. You know, he's a pessimist. You know, and Taye Diggs plays that to the T. He doesn't believe in God. He holds true to the character that he was in the first film, and so does Morris Chestnut. Morris Chestnut just gets more and more extraordinary every day. Fantastic actor. I like his television show too. All the girls are good. Sanaa Lathan, Nia Long. What's her name? Monica Calhoun, I think is who plays Lance's wife. She's fantastic in this film, especially the scene where the girls are singing kind of a Christian Christmas song, and she just stands up and she sings along with the girls. Oh man, it's just heartbreaking scene. But I will say this movie is very intricately the way the characters, because there's a lot of characters to juggle here. I cannot imagine their shooting schedule and how many different camera angles they had. I know once they had to been happy when the movie was done, because I know them folks were probably shooting up all night trying to get all these characters juggled. It was probably a nightmare with hidden marks and stuff. But you know, the characters are very well expanded upon, and it takes that very simple reveal of the first film and it expands upon it. And you know, and it has a very good balance of the melodrama and the comedy and kind of the more vulgar kind of adult talk, which is the way adults talk. I know some people complained about it in the reviews, but they're just keeping it real. That's how people talk. The film a little bit gets into Tyler Perry-ish territory with everybody, you know, teary-eyed and I love you, and it gets a tad bit almost corny, but I just feel that this, luckily, the only part where it kind of flies off the rails a little bit is in the third act. You know, when Mia passes away, that's kind of when it kind of just went off. For me personally, the movie kind of went off the rails. I kind of wish her character would have survived. They could have found some other way around it, but I guess they didn't want to cheat it. I guess they wanted to go for it, and I guess it makes Harper and Lance becoming friends again that much more. It means that much more to the story when they come together, because really, essentially, she was the driving force of what drove them apart. So the fact that, you know, she's dead now, she's gone on, they could be friends again, which is kind of a little bit screwed up, but you know, whatever. It makes it that much stronger when they forgive one another and become friends again. You know. But you know, that's the only place that the Best Man Holiday kind of falls apart for me. It's kind of a little bit of the crying scenes and the mellow, and then sometimes it feels like they're kind of just throwing in drama just to throw it in there, which is a lot of what you see in Tyler Perry stuff, where it kind of doesn't even overall really make sense. It's just thrown in there just to have a drama scene. So that Best Man Holiday kind of touches that a tad bit, but luckily, like I said, the actors are fantastic, the writing is fantastic, the production design, just the cinematography is just a much more richer film, and the Christmas vibe is really strong in this film. And really what I like is that you really feel like these folks are real friends, you know, and I think that's the biggest thing that I like about these characters from the first film into this film is they all genuinely have that friendly spirit. They feel like they're all really friends, that sense of family and friends. And that's what I really like about this film, along with the Christmas spirit. So this is miles better than the first film. There's talk they were going to make a part 3. I don't really know where they could go with that. But I say that as far as being able to be with these characters again, I'm down for it, you know. And I kind of hope if they do make a third film, I'm keeping my fingers crossed it'll be good, but I'm hoping Morris Chestnut gets to have a little bit of fun this time around. Because in the first film, he didn't really get heavy until the third act when the reveal came up. But in this film, he's kind of just like really just understandably under the circumstances, he's a Debbie Downer most of this movie. There's only kind of like a couple scenes where he gets to have fun. So I'm hoping when they do Best Man 3 that Morris Chestnut kind of gets to have a little bit more fun in the third one and not be so heavy, you know. But that's my review of the Best Man Holiday. Fantastic follow-up to 1999's film. It's a fantastic movie. A sequel that's way better than it should have been, being the time frame between the first and the second film. When the first film came out, I was 18. Second film didn't come out till I was 32, I think, or was I 32? No, I was 30. I'm sorry, I had just turned 32 when the Best Man Holiday come out. So it's just like crazy, man. But either way, RMJ Movie Reviews. That's my review of the Best Man Holiday. I don't even know what my next holiday movie review is gonna be. It's gonna be a surprise. So thumbs up my video, subscribe to my channel, write some comments down below about the Best Man Holiday and the first Best Man movie. We have a little bit of talk about the acting, the production design, the difference between the first film, the second film, whatever. RMJ Movie Reviews. I'll talk to you guys soon.